Hi there. At the 2014 NAMM show, we introduced our QSC TouchMix series of compact digital mixers for live sound reinforcement. TouchMix was created to offer musicians, production professionals, and live performance venues a product that delivers professional results made easy for both experienced and novice users, big mixer features and specifications without compromise, and do so in a compact and complete package that goes just about anywhere. As you might imagine, our NAMM booth was packed with people wanting to get their first look at TouchMix, and response has been overwhelmingly positive, including 2 Best in Show awards. Since most people watching this video weren't able to join us at NAMM, we thought you might enjoy a little demonstration. So we asked our very own Chris Brolette, now that he has his voice back, to demo the mixer for us one more time. This is essentially the same demo we gave our NAMM visitors, done in real time with an overhead camera, just like at NAMM, but without the noise and distraction of the crowds. And if you were at NAMM, well, we think you might enjoy a second look as well. And in the meantime, just sit back, relax, and enjoy Chris Brolette and our 2014 NAMM demo presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris, and today I'm excited to present to you the all-new TouchMix series of portable live mixers from QSC Audio. The TouchMix series has 2 models in the line, the TouchMix-8 and the TouchMix-16. The feature set is exactly the same between both models, except for the I/O difference. So the TouchMix-8 is a 12-channel mixer with 8 high-quality audio preamps and 2 stereo pairs, and the TouchMix-16 is a 20-channel mixer with 16 high-quality audio preamps and 2 stereo pairs. As well, the TouchMix-8 has 4 auxiliary outs, the TouchMix-16 has 10. So let's go ahead and dive into the channel strip in the mixer. By opening it up, you can see that we have a no compromise dynamic section. And what that means is you have a 4-band parametric EQ, compressor, and noise gate across all the channels on the TouchMix. And by no compromises, that means by operating them all at the same time or in any combination you need, you won't lose power or function in a different part of the mixer. They all work for you exactly where you need them to be at just the right time. In addition to that, we have phantom power that's selectable per channel. Just by the touch of your finger, you can select which channels need phantom power for your microphones, and that keeps the noise floor down without a global selection. As you can see, when we're in our dynamic section, we've added a simple button. And what the simple does is for the person who is not as experienced, who may not understand how a 4-band parametric EQ with high and low pass filters works, we've offered this function that removes the extraneous knobs and gives you a low, mid, and high knob control over your EQ, something that most people can understand simply. The compressor as well, when you engage your compressor and put simple mode, you now have a 1-knob compressor, or back in advanced mode, you can adjust your threshold, your ratio, and all those common features that professionals are familiar with. Your gate knob operates the same way. By one push, you now have a 1-knob gate for that control to dial in your sound quickly and effectively, or if you're just not sure what to engage. Coming out of that, you'll see that we have some pretty amazing routing options, output routing options on this mixer. On the back of it, you have 6 auxiliary outs on the TouchMix-16, 4 auxiliary outs on the TouchMix-8. In addition, we've offered 2 more stereo auxiliary outs on the 16 that are dual purpose. You can drive those stereo at line level, or you can connect in-ear monitors to them directly. So if your keyboard player and your drummer are not moving around on stage too much, they can be connected to the board directly with their in-ear headsets, and you still have 6 more auxiliary outputs that you can use for the rest of the band on stage, or up to 3 stereo pairs in that combination. The versatility is yours. All the output processing is the same across all auxiliary and output channels. When you open up an auxiliary channel, you can see we offer a 3rd octave graphic EQ, limiter, and 4-band notch filter for eliminating any feedback frequencies. In addition, all the outputs on the TouchMix have 100 milliseconds of delay time on them in case you need to run a delay ring from your auxiliaries. Again, it gives you that power and that versatility. Some of the big mixer features that we've included in the TouchMix series are going to be in our DCA and our mute groups. So we'll go ahead and start some audio for you. And the track that you're going to hear was actually recorded using this mixer. So all of my groups and all of my channels are already preset here. So I'm going to open up a DCA group to show you how easy it is to assign this. You can see that my kick, snare, hi-hat, toms, all of my drum tracks are already assigned to this DCA group. And what that means is by selecting my fader on channel 1, I can now lower my drums, I can increase the volume of the drums, or I can mute them completely if I need to. In addition to DCAs, I've got 8 mute groups, and they're just as easily assignable. I can open up my edit menu, And if my drummer showed up to the gig late and I'm not terribly happy with him, what I can do is I can just assign the entire drum kit to a mute group that quickly, and then with a push of a button, now the drummer is out of the mix. But then he came up and he apologized and everything's fine, so I'm going to put him back and we can get on with the show. Again, these are big mixer functions that you typically don't find on a small portable console. In addition to those, we've offered you 4 effects master channels that don't take away from your auxiliary channels, so you don't lose an auxiliary to run effects. In the 4 master channels, you have 1 of 6 different effects that you can choose from. And what we've done is we've modeled these after popular rack mount effects that most production professionals will be familiar with. So you have a basic chorus, a pitch shifter, 2 delays, and 2 reverbs. And you can route all 20 channels to any one of those 4 outputs in any configuration that you want. Again, it's that no compromise section that gives you the ability to make this mixer what you need it to be. By coming back here to your channel strip and clicking on the effects tab, you now have the ability to control your send, specifically how much of that effect is going to be assigned to that channel. In addition, the auxiliary tab is also where you send your effects from. So it's easy to get into, it's very surface, you don't have to go terribly deep in order to get to your auxiliary sends. You can see we've added a button up here called the library. And this was actually one of our favorite parts of building this mixer, because what we did is we came in, we rented out rehearsal studios and live recording spaces, and we brought in real musicians in real live environments with different microphone combinations, with different speaker configurations. We wanted to create feedback scenarios that happen in real life. We put the singers next to the drums in different drum kits and built a set of presets that were not developed in a studio with reference monitors and sound-treated rooms. We created presets that are real life so that when you load them into your channel strip, you know they're going to work every time. So all you have to do if, for instance, let's say the band's late for sound check. That never happens, but hey, you need to set up your channel strip in a hurry because you've only got 10 minutes of setup now. By knowing your plot beforehand, if you know that kick is on 1, snare is on 2, maybe the lead vocal is on 8, all you can do is you can go in and select your preset. We'll select drums, our kick drum, and now based on our speaker configuration and the effects that we want in the channel, we can select a preset and we're off and running with no problems and no issues, and then we can adjust it from there. But we've just saved you all that time of having to develop your individual channel strips one at a time. Once the show is done and completed, you can go into your menu and you have a scene saving. And the scene is the entire mixer setting. And what that gives you is the ability to recall the audio at a later time. If you had a great mix, you know you're going to be working with the band again, or you got your room tuned and it sounds phenomenal, you don't have to go back and reload that the next time the band comes in. You can just as easily recall the entire scene and you don't have to spend the time sound checking and dialing on all those dynamic channels again. It's all up and running, ready for you to go, and it saves you that much more time. So let's bring the audio back up. And you can see we're going to go ahead and load a dry track here, a dry scene of the audio coming in. And this is the band, they're set up, they're ready to go. But now I need to dial in my preset from last week. And by hitting recall, yes, now my sound is just as great as all the time that I spent EQing it and getting it set up last time. So I've saved all that time and all that functionality comes complete in the mixer. In addition to that, we've also included on the back of the unit, there's a port for a Wi-Fi dongle. And what the Wi-Fi dongle does is it gives you the capability to control the TouchMix via iPad. Now the iPad app will be available when the unit ships, and you will be able to connect up to 12 iPads to the unit. So everybody in the band has the ability to control their own monitor mix, or you can walk around with an iPad front of house if the mixer needs to be next to the stage, or if you so desire, you can just have a whole array of iPads around your mixer for all the functionality of all the screens in the mixer. It's that versatility for what you need it to be. The second USB port on the back of the TouchMix gives you the ability to plug in an external hard drive. And with that, you now have complete 20-track multi-channel recording capability in 32-bit broadcast wave format. So all of your channels then you can re-audition back through the unit and use that as a sound check tool, use it as a training device. If the band is done recording for the night, you can give them a post-mix after the show, or take those wave files out and drag them into any DAW and process them as you'd like. Again, that's the versatility of the TouchMix, exactly what you need it to be when you need it to be that. Last but not least, the TouchMix comes with a soft padded carrying case so that right out of the box, it's compact, it's complete, it's set up and ready to go so you can get to your gig in a hurry. That's about it for TouchMix. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.